Good afternoon. I had to get rid of the moustache. To be fair, I look more like me without any of it than with just that bit of it. So I just did it with the clippers, so it's not fully shaved, although I'm already getting kind of that Homer grey thing as my stubble tries to come back. Um, one of my friends today recommended that with this newfound stubble that I have, which is really quite rough, um, I should be using it to either clean the oven or exfoliate my wife. Um, I have to say, one of those sounds fairly appealing, um, and it's nothing to do with the oven. So, no, now I'm just, it was funny. I did it. Hopefully, in a couple of days, I'll have enough growth back that it's going to actually look like I've got my beard again. So, today being Sunday, it's actually been a good day so far. I mean, I'm doing this video a little bit earlier on in the day than I often do, but I am, after this, away to have a bath and just kind of slow down the rest of the day. So I've already fixed a couple of bikes, one of which was an electric trike. They're always fun to play with. I've got one, actually. Don't use it as much as I should, but it's very, very cool. Um, and then also there's the just various bits of fixing and stuff out the back. We've had a lot of heavy, heavy rain, sleet, hail, and strong winds lately. So there's a lot of kind of the canopies that I've got set up for where I do bikes has just all got a bit knackered. Gate got a little bit, well, not blown off its hinges, but its hinges needed to be reattached. So it's good. It's baby steps, but just getting on with a few things. And of course, the bikes are a little bit of income, um, which all helps. It all adds up at the end of the day. Um, and tonight's tea is going to be homemade burgers, which there's certain things that I make in this house. Nina is by far the better chef in most circumstances, and in fact, she'd probably kick my ass at making these. But there's certain things that I make. One of them is the homemade burgers. That's my job. Waffles are also my job, and as are omelets. Um, I can throw my hand to some other things, and yeah, as I say, Nina could probably make them expertly. But it's nice to be kind of wanted for certain stuff. So I got those made in the fridge, ready to be cooked. And yeah, otherwise reasonably positive Sunday so far. Kids are really getting on well, which is amazing. They finally figured out how to play Fortnite cooperatively yesterday, which is really good because it's been Aurora's favourite game for ages. And Evan's not really been that fussed. God, it's such a mission trying to get them both to be into the same thing at the same time. Because they've both been massively into Minecraft, but at different times. You know, music, Lego, art, all of these things. They've both had major passions for these things, but never at the same time. So, no, so it's really nice. They're playing that at the moment. And I think I just need some put the world to rights time with Nina. Make some tangible plans and schedules that mean that I can do bits, every day, but without feeling overwhelmed. I think that's the thing at the moment. Like I tried to do too many things at once and I got really overwhelmed. And I am still aware that, I've got a load of admin paperwork to do, which I need to do tomorrow. But then also, I think just the nature of the beast with a new property, you've just got lots of different things happening at once. But what I really need to do is just say, okay, this needs to be finished. I will finish this. I will finish howling back and paint it. Then I will put on the outdoor lights and sockets and run that cable through. At which point, I can start putting things back on walls because I don't need to run the wiring through the inside. I will have run the wiring through the inside, I should say. And yeah, I just need to start kind of getting coherently on. But honestly, having this kind of break has really saved me. God, I just couldn't see how burnt out I was and how burnt out I've been for so long. I've really started going over other things in my head as well. Nina thinks that I'm still got PTSD about a lot of stuff. My overall childhood, the loss of my brother, 9/11. I was supposed to be flying home on the 12th. So, yeah. That was a scary day, scary week. Managed to get home on the 16th. And it's not a thing I think about on a day-to-day basis, but it's the only time in my life that people have actively tried to kill me. And yes, they weren't targeting me personally, but they were actively trying to kill as many people as possible in Manhattan. And I was there, and I was on the subway when the planes hit. Thankfully, we stopped in a station, otherwise I would have been stuck halfway down a tunnel. Only time in my life I've ever actually run for my life. Yeah, it wasn't good. They thought the gas was going to go, which is why they were like, they just cleared basically everything south of Midtown, and I was south of Midtown, and so there were just streams of us just fucking legging it. Gas didn't go in the end, but yeah, it was mad, absolutely mad. So yeah, maybe I am still processing some stuff and giving my brain the space that it's just never had is a really good thing. God, I just wish for them. Just how hard would it have been for my parents to be just a little bit functional and just a little bit interested in my life and just a little bit kind and caring? Because it's just left me not. It's not that I'm unable to deal, it's just that it's left me. All I was taught when I was young was that I wasn't important, I didn't matter, I wasn't interesting, nobody was interested in what I was doing. My opinions weren't important, and nobody was really going to have my back, so I just had to grow up knowing that I'm the only person I can rely on is myself. That is truly what I took out of childhood. And even now, even after 18 years with Nina, like still in the back of my head, sometimes I just like if I'm in a negative headspace, I just think to myself, yeah, but maybe this is just a long con, and there'll come a day when Nina will turn around and say, I got you, I don't actually like you after all. Which is absolutely stupid. Don't get me wrong, I realise that, but when I'm in a negative headspace, that's where my head goes. And, it's why I guess sometimes I can come across as a little bit selfish, maybe, self-absorbed. Hopefully that doesn't come across to most people, but it certainly has been a thing in the past, and it's not been out of any malice. It's just, as I said, my childhood. I learned that the only person that's ever going to look out for me is me. So that's what I had to do. I had to put myself first sometimes because nobody else was going to. And stays with you. It sticks with you, that kind of abandonment, emotional abandonment. So it just, I can see intellectually, I can see it's left me with unhealthy ways of processing. I mean, throw the autism onto that as well, and plus everything else that went on. I mean, I'd only been at uni 2 years when 9/11 happened, which means I'd only been 2 years away from my childhood home and all of the bullshit that went along with it. So I was still grieving. I was still trying to figure out who I was. I certainly had not figured out who I was yet. In fact, the only reason I was in America was because I did Camp America. Because the other option was spend my summer break 3 months back in my parents' house. And I had zero desire to do that. So I ran away to America. And yeah, got caught up in some shit. It's weird, like, I don't know, it feels a little bit, I don't know. Like, part of me just says, well, yeah, but that was many years ago. Like, why are you talking about that now? Why is that still a thing? But when things happen and you don't process them at the time, or you don't deal with them effectively, they just stay there. They don't go anywhere. They stay inside. And there's a ton of shit that I've never processed. Absolute ton. Some big, scary things, others more subtle. So this is my processing time. And honestly, I don't know where it's going to lead me. I don't know where / who I'm going to be at the end of all this. What I hope is that I can actually get to a point where I make some sort of resolution, some sort of resolve, some sort of final closure. That's the word. Some sort of closure. But who can say? I mean, I can't say what's going to happen. I can only say that I'm just trying to make the right decisions to begin that process. If that's the right way to put it. And this involves going back in my brain, going back right to the beginning, sorting out what was true from what was not, what was right from what was wrong, what just should never have happened. I've never taken the time to understand who I am, I think. I've been scared to. I think in a very real way there's just something inside that makes me want to just not think about it, push it away. Because it's big thoughts and big feelings and things that I don't know. Short term, it's more comfortable not thinking about them, but then long term, probably not so much. Yeah. I'm going to be thinking more about this over the next little while. I feel like I'm opening the door a crack to what's inside. God, this sounds really pretentious and self-involved. I'm aware of this. As I'm saying it, I'm aware of this. But this is my record. This is me trying to just speak as honestly about what's in my head as I possibly can. And so, well, yeah, it's what it is.